This episode of Street Interviews has been brought to you by Sheath Underwear. What do you think the craziest race of woman to date is?
Spanish people, for sure.
Dominicans.
Like, I'll cut your balls off, kind of crazy.
White? Like literally, in the mind. Like mental problems. He fucked one of my friends while I was in the house.
What was it, she hot or a fat white chick?
You already know, she was a fat white chick.
As a psychologist, who do you think is the craziest race of girl?
I wouldn't use the word crazy.
Is it mostly white chicks that you're dealing with in the crazy chair, so to speak?
I wouldn't call it a crazy chair.
Or is that just a slang term, the crazy chair?
Yeah, that's not what I would call it.
Do you get a lot of white chicks in the crazy chair?
Well, I get a lot of across the race.
What's the craziest age where they're like peak psycho?
I think while they're still forming their identity, I'd be careful with them.
And girls in their 20s have a tendency to change their identity a lot, so you want to stay maybe away from that.
Well, I would say that their brains are not fully developed until they're about 25.
I would even probably say, more like 70, 80 before women's brains are adequately developed. But
Well, I have those as well.
so do you have any advice for men if they are dating a girl that's in their clinically insane years, as you put it?
Well, I don't think I put it as clinically insane, but to understand that they're still developing.
Bigger girls crazier than small girls, or like hair color? Is there any other indicators that you can look for to, steer clear of the total nut jobs, as you mentioned?
I didn't mention nut jobs, but I can't think of anything specific in terms of hair color.
So you say all girls across the board equally crazy, in your words, kind of.
I didn't say those words.
If they have like no teeth, that might be an indication that they're off the reservation, as you said.
I don't think I said off the reservation. I wouldn't form any judgments about someone being toothless.
Do you find anything where you could pin down like a type of girl that dressed a certain way might be more likely to be insane in the membrane, as you were mentioning?
I didn't say insane in the membrane, but I think you'd have to have a sample of behavior.
What if they were wearing like a potato sack? That might be a tiny bit of an indication that a couple screws loose, as you said.
I didn't say screws loose, but I wouldn't jump to conclusions.
You don't think that it might, if you saw someone wearing like their shoes on the wrong feet or something like that, it might be a slight indication that she was, bonkers 2 ways from Sunday, as you mentioned?
I didn't say bonkers 2 ways from Sundays, but I wouldn't make that assumption.
Even shoes on the wrong feet, you say could be sane?
Well, I'd say that it probably isn't too good for their feet.
How do you know if a girl's gonna be fat? Do you usually check the mom, or?
I feel like it got a lot to do with their habits. I mean,
Like there's clues, like if they eat a lot of Big Macs,
yeah,
or...
exactly. Like if they like to lay down and eat, stuff like that,
You might check if they're dad's genes, but then you don't want them to look like their dad either, because you're not gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's second craziest after white chick?
Spanish girls. They ain't one right now. Is she really violent, Matter of fact, I'm gonna put them at number one. Latinas is the craziest.
You're
yeah.
saying white girl second craziest?
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
You're saying white girls are more deranged, whereas Latino girls are more like wreck your house crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that
Yeah. Nah, you hit it on the head.
And then what are black chicks on the crazy scale?
I feel like I could deal with black chicks. It's not really crazy to you if you know about it,
You're not used to a white chick's brand of crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not. It's like literally crazy. It's not like, oh, she got mad at you for not picking up the dishes. Like sometimes she need a fucking minute to think about if she even like you. They really their world will change in a minute. You know what I mean?